Hi everyone. Now today's teaching is going to be a good one with a lot of detail. So listen carefully because I believe this is super interesting. This is a complex message and a bit different from the type of teachings I've been doing up until this point. And if you enjoy this message and would like to see more teachings on complex topics such as these, please let me know in the comments. It's a bit of a balancing act getting the depth of theology evenly weighted with historical fact and eschatological hope without sounding too much like a textbook. But let's see how we go. Now, the book of Daniel is not arranged chronologically, but rather thematically, grouping together historical accounts in the first 6 chapters and visions and prophecies in the latter half. Because of this structure, Daniel 7 actually takes place before the events in Daniel 5. In Daniel 5, we read about the fall of the Babylonian king when Belshazzar sees the writing on the wall and loses his kingdom to the Medo-Persians. However, Daniel 7 occurs during the first year of Belshazzar's reign, making it a prophetic vision that precedes Babylon's downfall. Now, this vision provides an overarching glimpse into the succession of world empires and God's ultimate plan to establish his eternal kingdom. Right, so Daniel 7 begins with a dream. Now, Daniel had in his first year of King Belshazzar's reign. In this vision, he saw 4 great beasts emerging from a stormy sea. Now, these beasts, who are all different from each other, symbolize 4 powerful world empires that would rule before God establishes his everlasting kingdom. The first beast was like a lion with eagle's wings and represents the Babylonian Empire. The lion, who is the king of beasts, symbolized Babylon's strength, while the eagle's wings depicted its speed in conquest. However, the wings were plucked off, signifying the loss of Babylon's rapid dominance. The lion was then made to stand like a man and given a human mind, which could allude to Nebuchadnezzar's humbling experience in Daniel 4 when he lost his sanity and then was later restored. The second beast was like a bear raised up on one side. This represents the Medo-Persian Empire. This imbalance suggests that Persia was the dominant power over the Medes and their coalition. The bear had 3 ribs in its mouth, which likely represents the 3 major conquests of this empire, which were Babylon, Lydia, and Egypt. It was commanded to devour much flesh, symbolizing the empire's expansionist nature and brutality of its conquests. The third beast was a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads, representing the Greek Empire under Alexander the Great. The leopard, known for its speed, is an appropriate symbol for Alexander's rapid conquests. The 4 wings emphasize the extraordinary swiftness as he defeated the Persian Empire in just over a decade. However, upon Alexander's untimely death, his empire was divided among his 4 generals, hence the 4 heads. Now, the fourth beast was unlike any animal known to man, described as terrifying, dreadful, and exceedingly strong. It had iron teeth which crushed and devoured everything in its path. The beast represents the Roman Empire, which was far more powerful and enduring than its predecessors. It had 10 horns, symbolizing rulers or nations that would emerge from it. Then a smaller horn known as the little horn, which grew among them, uprooting 3 others. This horn had eyes like a man and mouth that spoke arrogantly. This figure represents a powerful leader who would oppose God and persecute his people. Now, many scholars believe this little horn represents the Antichrist, a future world leader who will wage war against God's people in the end times. After witnessing the rise of the three beasts, Daniel's vision shifts from the chaotic events on earth to the throne room of heaven. Here he sees the Ancient of Days, God himself, seated on a throne of flaming fire. His clothing is as white as snow, representing his purity and holiness, and his hair is like wool, signifying his eternal wisdom. Thousands upon thousands of angels serve him, and the court is convened as the books are opened, symbolizing divine judgment. At this moment, the fourth beast is judged and completely destroyed, while the other beasts lose their power but continue for a time. Then Daniel sees one like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven. This figure approaches the Ancient of Days, and is given authority, glory, and sovereign power over all nations. His kingdom is everlasting and will never be destroyed. Now, this prophecy clearly points to Jesus Christ, who frequently referred to himself as the Son of Man. Unlike the temporary kingdoms of the world, his kingdom is eternal and will never pass away. Now, Daniel, deeply disturbed by what he has seen, asks one of the attending angels for the meaning of the vision. And the angel explains that the four beasts represent four successive kingdoms that will rule over the earth. However, in the end, God's kingdom will prevail, and his saints will rule forever. Daniel specifically asks about the fourth beast and the little horn, as it was more terrifying than the others. The angel elaborates that the 10 horns represent 10 kings who will arise from this kingdom. Now, the little horn, however, will rise up and subdue 3 kings and will speak against God. He will persecute God's people and attempt to change set times and laws. This persecution will last for a time, times, and half a time, which is commonly interpreted as 3.5 years. But in the end, his power will be taken away and he will be completely destroyed. Now, this passage aligns with prophecies in Revelation about a future world ruler who will oppose God and his people. However, no matter how powerful he appears, his reign will be short-lived. The court of heaven will judge him, and he will be overthrown. God's kingdom will be established, and his saints will possess it forever. Daniel 7 is both a prophecy of historical kingdoms and a glimpse into the future events. The fourth beast accurately depict the rise and fall of the Babylon, Medo-Persian, Greece, and Roman empires. The vision also points toward the end times with a powerful leader that will arise in opposition to God before ultimately being defeated. There are several key lessons we can take from this chapter. First, worldly kingdoms are temporary. No matter how powerful a nation becomes, its rule is fleeting. Kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, but only God's kingdom will last forever. This reminds us not to place our trust in human governments or political leaders, but in God alone. Second, God is in control of history. From the rise of the Babylon to the fall of Rome, everything has happened according to his sovereign plan. Even when the world seems chaotic, we can be confident that God is orchestrating events according to his purpose. Now, third, persecution will come, but God will have the final say. The little horn represents a ruler who will persecute God's people, yet his power will ultimately be taken away. Now, this serves as a reminder that while believers may be facing trials and suffering, God's justice will prevail in the end. Finally, Jesus Christ is the one true King. The vision of the Son of Man receiving an everlasting kingdom points directly to Christ's future reign. He is one who will establish true justice and righteousness. When we see the instability of the world around us, we must remember that our ultimate hope lies in Christ's return and his eternal kingdom. Daniel 7 is a remarkable chapter that reveals both the course of human history and God's ultimate victory. You see, while earthly kingdoms come and go, the kingdom of Christ will endure forever. As believers, we are called to stand firm, knowing that no matter how dark the world may seem, God is on his throne and his plan will come to pass. So let us continue to remain faithful, looking forward to the day when Christ will reign and establish his perfect kingdom on earth. Now, I hope you have found this message both interesting and encouraging. I look forward to continuing the rest of the teaching on the book of Daniel in the next video. So please stay blessed, and until next time, thanks for watching.